Hello, I'm preparing this video to show some information in light of the recent collapse at one of the buildings in the Bronx. It's the intent to share some knowledge of a bit of information that is online from the DOB systems. As you will see, the DOB does do a good job recording information that may become relevant when you trying to understand what's going on with your buildings. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to be going through at least 2 or 3 main DOB websites. This video it's focused on construction records, and I think it's really very useful for building owners, property managers, and just also building residents. The first website that I would like to share with you is NYC Planning or ZOLA. This website gives us very useful records as far as where the building is located and who is the owner of the building. Okay, so the first website that we wanted to see is NYC ZOLA, NYC Planning or ZOLA. It's a very user-friendly website. All you need to do is start with the address. You have to type the address very accurately. And the image in the center will give you an estimated plot plan of the property. The case of this building, the building that collapsed, we can see that it was located in at the corner of West Burnside Avenue and Pelham Place. The specific section of the building that was affected was right here, right at the corner of West Burnside and Pelham Place. So I believe it will be the northeast corner. As far as the building, we can see that the owner was 1915 Realty LLC. Use mixed residential commercial. It was commercial on the lower floors. Year built is 1927. This means that the building was almost 100 years, 100 years old. We can see that the number of floors are 6 floors, which is probably the number of floors that are indicated on the certificate of occupancy. However, since we learned that the project was subject to the facade inspection, it's likely that it has at least a exposed basement or a full story exposed along the rear or off the street elevations, which is triggering the FISP compliance requirement. Something good about NYC ZOLA is that it has a direct link to BIS. The BIS system it used to be the main record keeping website for all applications, information related to complaints in the building. Now that has been partially replaced with the DOB Now, which we will review in a little bit more. Things that call my attention from this initial website is the partial stop work order and the full vacate order that it has been imposed on the building. This clearly after the collapse. Valuable information that you can find here are complaints, violations by DOB, violations by the Environmental Control Bureau, and then job filings. So let's take a look at the violations for now. We can see that there is a number of violations in the building dating all the way back to 1984, and then some of the most recent ones are related. There's one, the latest one that was applied on the date of the collapse in December 11, and it was issued by the DB due to the facade section that collapsed. It makes sense. There is 2 active violations. This one dating back to 2021, and this one dating back to 2020. Both of them apparently with some facade and safety program issues. It's likely that the owner didn't file the FISP reports on time. So we want to look into this a little further soon. So let's take a look at the ECV violations. The ECV violations, there is a violation dated back in November 21st of this year, and it was triggered by improper protection not meeting the code specifications. Apparently, the sidewalk shed was missing 4 lights, and this creates unsafe conditions for the pedestrians. And then there is another one here back in November, same month. Due to improper or broken mud seals, which were creating inadequate support for the protection. So again, it seems like there was some protection issues with the building, and the DOB had an eye on it. And then before then, we see some elevator violations, which really, unfortunately, they're typical. There's many, as you can see. There is like one every year in the building, and there is one violation due to construction. Let's take a look into that one. Okay, so the permit was missing information. The permit for the sidewalk shed was missing information, so they received another violation back in 2021. Okay, so this building definitely had a history of issues with their sidewalk sheds and with some construction. Let's take a look. We see the filings on the building. Unfortunately, we don't see any filings, any recent filings. This website has only filings up to 2017. As I may have mentioned before, this BIS website, it was the main record keeping before DOB Now was implemented. So now all the most recent records are on DOB Now. So let's take a look at DOB Now.